Hello, everybody. So we're now live on the Rendervate Wednesday night live. Oh God, it's in my eye. Yeah, putting my gigs on because my eyes have been a bit tired recently. So I stick them on every time it gets like this. But yeah, tonight, guys, we're going to be having a little chat about the big business seizure. So that's what my topic tonight is going to be about, a big business seizure. And yeah, it's just going to, I'm going to answer some questions. I'm also going to, tell you a little couple of stories like I do. I'm going to tell you a few stories, and from there, I'll let you guys decide what you think, what you'd like to do. So, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So, the big business seizure we all experience. That's what it's going to be. So, good to have a few of you on there. A couple from Rendervate, Hope, a couple on the YouTube channel. It's nice to have you here, guys. Give us a comment if you're on. Yes, Mark Neeson, hope you're good, my brother. Hope you're good, my brother. So, let's get this on my Facebook page and I'm going to crack on then. Because we have got quite a few things to get through, guys. Honestly. Honestly, I don't know. So yeah, let me get going with you then. I'm trying to say hello to everybody, but I can't see who everyone is because if you're not on YouTube, it doesn't always come up with your names and stuff. It just comes up with user said evening, mate. So I'm trying to get on now. For some reason, it's not letting me log on to my own thing. Oh my god, what are you doing? Facebook. Yeah, right. Oh, Phil. I don't know. I'm not even bothered. I'm not even going to go on it. Forget it. I can't be asked. It's not letting me on for some reason. So, anyway, I'm here. Cod World, big up. Yes, my lad. I hope you're well. I hope you're well. I hope you're all well tonight, man. Middle of the week. The weather's changed a little bit, so it's nice now, to be honest with you. Out there, I've been enjoying it. So, being a bit cooler, hasn't it? So, it's been good. Yes, Jake Wood. Hope you're good, my friend. Hope you are good. Fucking hell, this is pissing me off. I don't know why my computer's even logged me out of Facebook. Anyway, forget that. It's a wanker. So, guys, if you're on my Facebook page, for some reason I can't log in, so I'm not going to be able to see you. So I'm going to crack on now anyway. I'm not going to be asked about that. So, guys, check this out. I put a thing on TikTok today, and I basically went on about people who start when you start, they want to start a plastering business or a building business or anything to do with the trades generally. But a lot of people, they want to start doing like a plastering business. They think they're working for somebody, and one day you wake up and you get like I don't know, like a lightning bolt hits you, or I don't know, that one day you wake up and you think, I've got this, I'm off. And that's what it is. And it's like, you think, yeah, I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So that's generally how it happens. It's like a seizure. You don't expect it. It comes up and it hits you. So a lot of people, they go through this on the E-Myth. If you've read the E-Myth book, they go through this. It's called an entrepreneurial seizure on there. But I didn't actually believe that this was a real thing or it were true or anything like that until literally I listened to the E-Myth, read some books, and yeah, it come up and I was like thinking, shit, that's kind of like what happened to me, because we all get into the trades, right? Because we enjoy our our skill. That's what we enjoy doing. We enjoy plastering. So I enjoy plastering. I enjoy, rendering and stuff like that. So you get into it and you start thinking, yeah, this is good. You get better at it. You start perfecting, becoming a plasterer or a renderer. That's what you do. You start, and sorry guys, something happening here. I've got a lot of things popping up. God, what's going on tonight with this? I've been setting this up as well, says a minute ago. I've been setting all this up, so I don't know why it's pissing about. No, I've sorted it now. My technical assistant, Sarah, there. Yeah, I've sorted it now. I'm on. All right, I'm on. Right, I'm on. That's sweet. So, guys, yeah, you get to a level where you're good, you're working for someone else, and all of a sudden you think, you know what, I can do this better. Or I want to do what he does because the gaffer of that company, he seems to be doing all right. He seems to be making quite a bit of money. And you think, yeah, right, I'm going to give that a go. So this is what happens to a lot of us at some point. Now, I'm just going to give you guys the brutal, honest truth because that's what I do. I don't come on here and tell you that it's all rosy and it's all great. But also, I'm not going to tell you that it's all a drab and it's all a drain. I'm not going to tell you that because that's not true either. So, I'm going to come on. I'm going to tell you guys the best and the worst, things that happen when it comes to this, because a lot of the time, the seizure comes and you just go for it and you don't think about anything. But big thing, guys, I'm going to get straight to the money talk, what everyone goes on about. You seem to think that you're going to be making a lot more money and you're going to be, raking it in as soon as you get, a couple of guys working for you and stuff like that. You think you're going to kill it. And don't get me wrong, you can earn decent money from it. But when you've just come in and you've been working for someone else, your mindset's not even in the place of like, yeah, what to charge and I'll be making this much money. For instance, when I first started, I was charging 120 a day, paying someone 100 quid, thinking, well, I'm making £100 a week off someone. You know what I mean? And that's what you think you're making dough on top of what you're doing. And it's totally not that. It's to run a business, there's more than making 20 quid a man per day to it, because you've got overheads, you've got marketing, you've got all the stuff that comes with running a business. So I think straight away, financially, being someone who's always worked for another company or worked for a person, you're not in the right mindset. You're not experienced. You don't understand how really that works. All we know is that we go to work, we work our hours or our day, and we get paid, or we do our meters, whatever, and we get paid for it. But we don't know any other aspect of it because we've never had to market. We've never had to have our own software to do certain things like accounts and all that kind of jazz. We've never actually had to store a load of materials or a load of tools or machines and stuff. We never had to do any of this. So we've never had overhead. Do you know what I mean? We've never had it. We've just had our own vans that we had. That's it. So we don't get it. So that's a big thing financially. We're not quite prepared for it. And again, it's like, I think, you can get coaching and you can get training, you can get an accountant and stuff like that. I get it. But I think a lot of it's all intertwined. Like, what kind of jobs are you doing? Where you're working? Can you charge more money? Can you get this? Can you get that? Is it worth this? How do you sell it? It's a big minefield, man. It's a big minefield. Yes, trial talk. Yes, Stuart. I hope you're good, mate. Hope you're good. 50% markup minimum on labour. Minimum, exactly. It's like, it's crazy. I could sit and talk about this all day because it was such a hard, it's been such a hard journey for me. And I'm at the point now where it's like, people think I should have loads of guys working with me and stuff like that. But when I tell you, there's no benefit. There's no benefit to me for that. You know what I mean? Like, it kind of hinders me in a way in a lot of things that I want to do. So I think when it comes to you guys, I'm going to give you some outlines to what I believe is important to you. And It's not about all this charging this and charging that. A lot of guys, what you need to do, you need to work out how you want to be living. That's what you need to do. So when you want to start your own business and you want to go self-employed, you need to think before you're doing all that. Never mind, I need to get my cards printed. I need to get a Facebook page done. I need to get an Instagram set up. I need to set up for Google, all of that kind of stuff, right? That's what everyone's go-to is, because believe it or not, I had a person who I've had numerous people who've worked for me, and they get a few jobs for family members, and all of a sudden they think they're going to go start a company. And it's a yo-yo effect. They go work and do a couple of jobs that they've got from family members that, believe will take them a month or two. So they go and do that and thinking, yeah, I want to be my own company now. And then before you know it, 6 weeks down the line, they might have pulled in another job or two. But then 6 weeks down the line, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, they're looking for a job again. It always happens. It's the yo-yo effect, because they wasn't prepared. They were buzzing that they had a couple of jobs lined up. So all of a sudden you think you're going to start a business because you've got a few family members and a cousin wants something doing. It doesn't work like that. There's so many things you need to do and you need to think about before you even get into it. So when it comes to it, guys, it's like before all that, getting the cards and so, guys who've gone like that, oh, well, I'm going to get a Facebook page. That's how Joel gets a load of his work and stuff like that through Facebook. So if I get a Facebook page, it'll work. It won't, mate. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. You've got to, the way you do it is another story. It's like I could go into that another time. But a lot of the time, people want a business without even knowing why. So the main thing you want a business for is for financial, you want to earn money from it. Now, a lot of guys, and I'll be specific about me, I used to just think I'm going to start a business, get as many people as I can working for me, doing as many jobs as we can. I'm going to make loads of money and my family's going to be rich. We're going to be laughing. That's what I used to think how it worked. And, in theory, a lot of people think that, and that's what they think how it goes. But it's not true. It's not true. It's not really what I wanted to do. The trade-off wasn't worth it to me. The amount of stress, the amount of conflict, headache, all that kind of stuff that I had dealing with people day in, day out. And the thing is for me, guys, as well, I'm a people person, right? Like I can talk to anybody. Like I can talk to you guys. I can talk to anybody. I'm not shy, I'm not scared. I'm confident in that. And I also believe I can hold a decent convo and I'm a good listener. I get that. But when it comes to me working with other people, I'm probably a pain in the ass to work with because I'm a bit of a dick, you know what I mean? I think I am when you work with me. I probably am a bit of a dickhead. Like you might not like it. I've been told that. I've been told that. Not in a bad way by mates and that who've worked with me and said, oh, mate, you're impossible. It's just because the way I am, I'm just wired up different when it comes to that kind of stuff. When I'm enjoying it, I like what I do and stuff like that. I'm a bit different. But in general, you'd think, oh, yeah, I'd get on with a lot of people and stuff like that. But I don't. So I always struggled with that part of the business. Dealing with staff and stuff like that. It were hard, man. It were hard. That part of the work was hard, man. But in essence, what I should have done was, and this is what I advise everybody to do, instead of just trying to fill your books up with loads of random work that you don't really care for, without trying to hire loads of different people who you probably won't even like or probably not good enough to even be working alongside you. Hiring all them and then doing jobs for people customers who you wouldn't even like or want to work with anyway. See, all these things, it's all negative. It's going against you for a figure, right? For a figure that you don't even know exists. You don't even know what the figure is. So you've took all this shit and all this stress and all this headache and all this responsibility and everything on with no actual goal apart from I just think I'm going to be rich if I get loads of guys, I'm going to make loads of money. But what for? Do you know what I mean? Like, why did I need 30 people working for me? Why? I didn't need 30 people working for me. I was quite happy when I had 5, do you know? So it's like, when's enough? We never do know that, do we? But when people don't realise how many more hours you have to put in when you start on your own. Mate, Stuart, bang on. The amount of hours so this is the thing as well, Stuart. Yeah, this is why I'm glad that Stuart from Trial Talk's doing mentoring as well. And why I do mentoring and I offer help to people and stuff like that, because I think that's what it is. We all look at the hours. You know, you think about the hours. It's a joke how many hours you need to work and all that when you start. But this is because you don't know. You don't know any different. You think it's normal. You think you have to work, 16-hour days because I'm a business owner now. That's what we do. It's shit. It's shit, mate. That's not a good life to live. And it's all down to the fact of we don't have a plan. We don't have a process. We don't have a systems in place. We don't have a clue. And I'm exactly like this. I'm guilty of this, me, guys. Like, I did this for so long until I started educating myself. The thing is, man, we've got to have a figure in mind. We've got to have a lifestyle in mind. So me and my missus, we know what we want to live like. We know the house that we want to have. We know where we are financially. We know where we are relationship wise, all that kind of stuff. My family, her family, we all know. We know where we are. We're very, leveled out on it. We've got targets in mind. We've got targets out there what we want to do. And let's just say I'm going to put this in a as clear a way as I can. And I don't want this to people to think like this is the book, the magic or like that, or the secret or anything like that. I'm not into that. But I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, you need to look at like how you want to live. So without saying a law of attraction and all that kind of stuff, I sound like a loony bin. Like, I'm not saying people who believe in that are loonies, and I do believe in it as well. But you do need a dream board. You do need targets. You do need something that you're going to aim towards. So let's just say, for instance, you want to buy a house that's like, I don't know, 350,000, 400 grand house. You want to have a nice car. Your missus wants to have a nice car. You want to go on 1 holiday a year or 2 holidays a year. You want to have a couple of kids. You want to wear this type of clothes. You want to eat that type of food. You want to shop in this certain shop. And, you want to help that. You want to give a little bit to charity. You want to do this. You've got all this stuff in your head, right? And all the things that you want out of your life will amount to a figure. It'll amount to a sum of money. That's what it'll do. It'll amount to a sum of money. That's what it'll do. So why we don't do this, I don't understand. Or why it's not taught. Why this isn't taught in school or taught openly, I don't understand. Cheers, love. Is a lot of the time we're doing stuff that's so necessary because it's not catering anything for us. It's not catering our need. There's no point. So it's like, I know that the lifestyle I want to live, for instance, this isn't a fact, but I'm just going to say, for instance, let's just say I need to earn £50,000 a year, right, after tax, to have the life I want to live. Let's just say that's what it is. 50,000 a year after tax. That's what I need to have a holiday a year. I need to have this certain car or this car that I want. I want to live in that house, in that area there. And I know that the mortgage is going to be this. I know that my car payment might be that. I know that the holiday that we're looking at is probably going to be this. I know that we like to eat this type of food. So that's what it is. So let's just say it comes to 50 bags. Then we can start working to that. Do I need 30 members of staff? Now, remember, this is all hypothetically. Like, I'm just telling you as in, that ain't the number that I want or need. It's just, I'm just trying to say, like, put it into organize it for you so you can picture it. So if I need to earn 50 grand a year working for myself, do I need 30 members of staff? No. Do I need 20 members of staff? No. Tell you the truth, I could do that by myself. But the reality is, do you need 5? Do you need 6, 7? That's what I'm trying to say. So a lot of the time we just go and, we just pluck, I want 10 guys. Why do you want 10 guys? Why do you want 10 guys? Or let's just say, if you want to earn 100 grand a year after tax or whatever, then yeah, you are probably going to need to have a couple of people with you, or you need to be, drumming down the right type of work, the right type of customer. You need to be doing a few other bits on side, hopefully, to get you to that figure. But you know what I mean? It's like, at least we know what the target is, and then we can start to build our small business to get us to that level. And that's what it is. So the seizure is a lot of it's ego, a lot of it's feels like, you might be missing out on something. But let me tell you now, you're not missing out on anything. The only thing you're missing out on right now, guys, is a lot of headache, heartache, stress, losing a lot of your time, risking your reputation. You know, there's so many things that you are risking when you have this little seizure. But look, I know that you're going to have it. I know that we all have it. I have it all the time. My missus, right, is great for me. I always think to myself, you know what? I'm off again, me. Let's go again. Let's get a lot of people in and do these jobs. And then she just tells me my story again. Oh, do you remember, Joel? You've got this target and you want to hit this and you want to do that. So do you really need to? And she just says it like that to me ever so, you know, gently and quietly. And I go, yeah, you know what? She's right. And it brings me back down because everyone has that ego. Everyone has that little seizure, that little, you know, boost of energy one day where you think, you know what, I'm gonna get this job, I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna do this, I want to smash this, I want to smash that. That's what happens. And you know, if you can't do it yourself, it's good to have a missus or a partner who can bring you down a little bit and explain to you or digest stuff. Because I'm like that, me. I can shoot off in all different directions. I've got a million ideas. I've got notepads that are filled with ideas. If I give someone these notepads, there's millions in them. There's millions of pounds in them. You could, you know, if you pick some stuff out of there and put your head into it, you'll you know, get businesses out of it. Got loads of them in here in my notepads. But yeah, it's just somewhere where I think it's all right glamorizing it. Yeah, because the one thing you used to say, well, back in the day when you went to meet, how many guys you got working for you? They'll be like, oh, I've got like 15. And then you get people who be like, whoa, yeah, you know, next thing you know, they want to know you then. And then you've got some people who are like, you know, oh, 15, is that it? Well, what are you doing? I've got 80. It's like, all right. Do you know what I mean? So it's like kind of like a dick measuring competition. And yeah, it's just one of them where it's like, God, I used to go to meetings and that was the main topic. How much manpower did I have? But this is the thing, right? Do you know the beauty of it as well? And this is what I find really funny with that type of job, that type of career, that type of business. You think about it, the margins, right? When you get into that level where you're hiring loads of people because you have to keep them going, it makes you more. It makes you more open. Like it makes you more open to damage. Do you know what I mean? Like you lose more control. You've got to kind of take on stuff that you wouldn't really like to do because you've got these members of staff or these subbies who are all relying on you. So it adds more stress to you. And then before you know it, you're doing jobs, right? And you're not even making a bean on them. You're thinking, hey, I've been here, I've done 100 grand job and I've made nothing. How's that even possible? Do you know what I mean? So I've been through all that cycle, me. I've been on jobs where I've been over £100,000 jobs, multiple hundreds of £1,000 jobs, and I've just made enough money to pay my you know, let's just say my admin for half a year. Do you know what I mean? That's it. It's bollocks, man. So, and people can, you know, say what they want about that, but I've been through it. I know exactly what it's like. I know exactly what it is. So, yeah, I'm not going to keep talking about the negative part of it because I think it's clear for everyone to see. You know, I've had a business go bankrupt. I've had people who worked with me, who worked for me, try to steal my work after, try to nick my contacts. I've had people, you know, just all sorts of things drop me in the shit. They've messed up jobs, cost me money, and then, you know, try to charge me more for stuff they haven't done. I've had it all, mate, through it. And that's all the negative part of it. But what's this, Stuart? Unfortunately, most lads won't even hit 25k profit by, but 50k for sole trader is more than achievable. Yeah, so that's what I mean. So I think what Stuart's saying there is when the way he's saying that there, it sounds like 25k. Now, the way I look at business now is this, yeah. I look at when we hear the word profit, I think that's after everything's paid, and that includes me. So a lot of the time, I think what he's saying here is a lot of people, you won't even earn 25 grand wages for yourself in a year. And, you know, as a being self-employed person, you won't even make them type of wages, which is true. Do you know what I mean? But 50k for a sole trader, mate, you've got to be pissing that. If you work for yourself, for me, you've got to be, you know, you've got to be earning between 40 and 50 grand for yourself, you know. And this is easy to say, but it's harder to do, you know, and I'll be honest with you, it is harder to do. You've got to get a lot of ducks in line and you've got to, you know, shoot them down properly. But, you know, forget the doom and gloom part of it, the negativity part of it, because it's shit. You know what I mean? We don't need to be talking about that. I'm going to tell you guys, though, some tips and tricks and some stuff that I've done and that I do now that makes my life better. That makes me enjoy it more, enjoy my trade more. So, top spread. You all right? You all right over there, love? She's pregnant. She's going to drop in about
19 days.
In about 19, 20 days or something like that. She's got left, but she's making all sorts of noises over there. Anyway. So, guys, does over 50,000, 270 not put you into 40% tax? I'm not sure exactly, Mark. I'm not down with the accountant stuff, but sorry.
The threshold is 80,000 in any 12 months.
No, that's VAT.
No,
that's VAT.
If you're not limited yet, you'd have to either go limited or VAT. You don't have to go VAT straight away.
Yeah, I know that. No, I'm on about something totally different. 40% tax bracket.
Oh.
That's what we're on about. Don't just listen to half of it and jump in. We're not on about VAT. I'm going to answer the VAT one in a minute. I don't know, Mark, exactly on the 50,000 270 put you into the tax, but I know up to a certain amount you get 20%, and after that everything gets from that. I think it might even be go up to 35 or something, and then it goes to 40 something. But the thing is, guys, I'm not going to tell you guys how to structure your money and structure your payments and stuff like that, because I'm not a financial advisor, but you can get someone who can, and there's ways that you can get paid and take stuff out, like, I don't know, like, let's just say your van or your car and uniforms and food or whatever it is, traveling, all that kind of jazz can come out of your business. You can get paid a certain amount of tax-free, salary through your business and dividends and all that kind of jazz. But that's for your financial advisor to do. I can tell you how to earn money to get you to that level where you're going to earn good dough, but I couldn't tell you how to filter it through. It does always depend how good your accountant is. But I've had some shit ones in the past. I've had some good ones, but right now the one I'm using is kosher. So yeah, I'm going to answer this question before I tell you guys the way to go and make it dough. Hi mate, can you tell me about that? I've hit the threshold and it's scary. Where's that gone? Hi mate, I'm in a VAT threshold. It's scary. I don't know what to expect once I register. So, dude, let me tell you what it is. Natural rendering. So a lot of the time, people are scared of being VAT registered. They are. And this is something that sits the VAT register, right? And then also the certain materials and costs of certain products and stuff like that. When I see people scrimping on it. Now, listen, I don't mean to sound like a bit of a dick, but I was VAT registered for a long time. But one thing you will in your mind right now, which I know what it is, exactly what's going to be in your mind right now. I know what it is. You're thinking, if I go VAT registered, I have to charge 20% more on every one of my quotes, which means I'll be, uncompetitive. That's what it is. That's the number one fear that most people have when they think of VAT. I know that because I was in the same position. I had the same mindset, and people. You just get scared. You just think, oh God, 20% more on top of what it is. I'm not going to get no jobs. Now that's what people think. But like someone said on here, embrace the VAT and use it to your advantage. Jesus said that. He's right. This is all for the financial advisors stuff to talk about and the accountants to talk about. But guys, I'm going to tell you now, when I went VAT registered and I had to add 20% to all my quotes, not a problem. Wasn't a problem. It was not a problem. I did not lose work. I did not have anyone come to me and go, oh no, you're VAT registered, so I don't want to work with you. I don't want you to do my job. Don't get me wrong. Some regular people in the street know about VAT. They do know about it, and they're like, whoa, like, if I price a rendering job up and it's got VAT, and they're like, oh God, like, I understand that, but generally, it don't really matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's 20%, and I would advise people not to look at that. It's not your problem. Like, if you're if you're a sole trader, or if you've got a couple of guys working with you and you're hitting the VAT threshold, you're doing something good. That must mean you're a good company. You're reputable. You're earning a certain amount that you have to actually be VAT registered. So to me, it's not really a bad thing. I just look at it as in like, well, if someone can't afford it, that's not my problem. That's their problem. Do you know what I mean? It's you have to be legally, abiding. You have to abide by the law. You have to do it, or else it comes to bite you in the ass. So these other ways to get around that. I'm not going to talk about it right now because it's it's not the way to do it. But these ways around it, which you obviously know. But are you really that bothered? Obviously when you get into them types of numbers there, little 20%, doesn't sound like it. Well, it does sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of it, it's not. But yeah, I won't worry about it, me. If you are in the VAT threshold, you're gonna have to go do it. Just sign yourself up, get your accountant to do it for you. And it has got its advantages. You're more bothered about the customer than yourself. Do you know what I mean? Think about how it benefits you. All the materials you buy, you get to claim it all back and stuff like that. So yeah, don't worry about it, man. Go for it. It must mean you're doing well if you're in that threshold anyway. You're doing well as a your own business that you're running and you're in that threshold. You're doing something right, aren't you? So last thing you need to do is worry about 20% that a customer has to pay. I've never ever got it when people go on about price hikes and stuff like that. It's like, as far as I'm concerned, everything that goes through the business, the customer's paying for. So I don't care. When people are, oh yeah, why did you use that S10 when you could just put water on wall or PVA? S10 costs this much. I don't care how much S10 costs. Customers paying for the S10, mate. I'm not paying for it. They're paying for it. It doesn't affect how much money I make. It affects the price of the job, and that's what it is. So I just feel like a lot of people are looking at it the wrong way around. You're looking at it like, oh, I need to kind of fit into the bracket for them. Like, no, your customer needs to fit into your bracket. I don't need to fit into a customer's bracket. They need to fit into my bracket. This is how much I charge. This is how much, it is for me to do a job. And this is the quality you're going to get. And this is who you're going to get. You're going to get me. So a lot of the time, with all these price things, people like asking, oh, should I drop my price? Should I lower my price? No. Find better customers. That's what you need to do. Not even find better customers. Find more customers who pay more money for what you do. That's what you need to do. Simple as that. And that is it. Stop trying to cater to everybody. Not everyone's your customer. And when you learn that as well, that's another big thing, because I used to try and do everyone's jobs. Now I won't even go look. People are like, oh, you're right. Someone messaged me. Someone messaged me about a job in an area that I don't really want to work in. I don't really want to work there. And it's kind of like, yeah, I just have to say, like, listen, it's not really something I want to do. They were dead keen to do it, but the way they were talking, the bracket of money they was in, and the type of job it was, it just wouldn't have worked out for me. I know it wouldn't have worked out for me. I've done enough of this to know that. And I just kind of said, look, it's not really for me, this job. Do you know what I mean? No problem. Because I would have wanted double digits for what this job was, and he would have probably looked at it as like it were a 6 or 7. And it's like, all right, cool. But anyway, we're not gonna do it. So the reality is, guys, a lot of the time, especially with the VAT and stuff like that, you feel like it's one of them. It's going to put people off, but it won't. And all this ties into how I believe you should, as trades people, I'm going to say tradesmen, because there's loads of lasses now doing this. You need to structure your business, and you need to, if you keep yourself under the threshold when you're limiting how much you want to earn, get comfortable being comfortable and earn as much as you can. Yes, Jay's not. Jay, you know what it is with Jay as well? Jay is a positive guy, man. He knows his shit as well. He's on the ball. This guy is literally, he's on the ball, mate. He's straight laced, tight. He knows it. I'm going to tell you guys, man, when it comes to earning money, running your own business and this kind of stuff, you need to structure it to your life. No one goes, right? No one when they want to start their own business goes like this. Yes, you know what? I'm going to stop working for this guy who I'm doing 2 gauges a day for. I'm getting paid 150 bar a day every week. I get to go home on time and I'm chilling. No one goes from that to saying, you know what? I'm going to do 80-hour weeks. I'm going to look at 3 jobs a night. If you're getting that many inquiries, I'm going to look at all jobs, every job. Anyone who sniffs at me, I'm going to go look at their job for free. I'm going to go look at it. I'm going to, pay myself next to nothing. I'm going to do all this dumb shit that we go and do, right? And add all this stress and pressure onto ourselves when we had it cushed before for something you don't even know what it is. So the whole point of a business is a couple of things. One, build it big, sell it. That's what it is. Yeah. So then it's like, why have you got your initials in your name? Why have you not, why have you got it all personal and stuff like that? When the reality is, if you're building something to sell it and you want to make it an enterprise, you need to go a different route about it. And I would not even, try and make it relatable to me. So with all my stuff and all my business stuff that I do, it's me, it's Joel, it's me. This ain't for sale. This ain't going nowhere. Cook Plastering would not have been for sale. It's my name, it's my family name's not going nowhere. Rendervate's not for sale. It's a brand I'm building. It's for me. I'm on my videos. That's what it is. So first things first, you build a business to sell and make a lot of money, and that's your exit. That's what people do. A lot of people do this in not building, really. A lot of people do, but not. It's not as such. But you find it in a lot of tech companies and stuff like that. People build it up and get it on. Yes, Stuart. That's what it is, Stuart. Choose your lifestyle and build your business around it, not the other way around. And that's the mistake we all make. I did it. I want loads of guys. I want loads of this because I thought that was I wasn't ready for that lifestyle. I not even I was ready. I don't want that lifestyle. I like being with my family. I like chilling out with my family. I like to see my friends. I like to relax. I like to have fun, I do want a nice car. I do want a Porsche 911. I do want to have a nicer house and stuff like that. And, it's going to come. But it's only when I realized how I needed to cater my business to serve me not serve my business. My business needs to serve me. That's what it needs to do. So I like making content. I like doing videos, I like helping people. All this is into my business plan, all of it. So you've got to build it to how you want it to be. That is what it is. So we want to make 50 grand a year. Okay, cool. So I need to turn over this much, 100 grand, maybe 90 grand. Materials I'm going to use is roughly going to be this much, because I know if I do, let's just say that 90 grand's made up of me plastering, I don't know, let's just say it's 30 houses or something like that. Throughout the year, I've got to plaster 30 houses. It's going to earn me X amount of money. I know I'm going to use this amount of material, and this much of it's going to be labour, and it's going to come to me. But then I have to pay a labourer. He's going to have to come out of it. You do the maths, and you break it all down, and you'll go like that. Well, you know what? I don't even need to do 30. It might be 26 houses. So then you cater your business to go get you that. That's what it is. So I cater my business to go get me 26 houses that year. That's it. And that's your aim, that's your target. So when you get more advanced into thinking about this stuff, like I've got spreadsheets and stuff like that where I can put down, right, I've got a target in mind for financially, I want to earn this much money. So I know I need to do, let's just say summertime's the busiest time when it comes to rendering, where I'm probably going to get my biggest jobs. So I could say, right, okay, I need to get 100 grand. So let's just say I've got through winter 5 houses that are 15 grand a pop. I've got 5 grand in gear, X amount to labor, this and that. Okay, so I know that them houses there throughout the summer are going to make me 40, 50 grand. Half of the target I've got, it's going to hit it by doing them sound. So then I need to do a few extensions. I get 3 grand a pop for them. It's going to cost me $1 grand in materials. I'm going to get 2 grand in labor, but then I have to pay my laborer. XXX, I'm going to come out with this much after doing an extension. I'm going to make 900 quid, whatever. Boom. Next thing you know, you add all that up, how many I need to get, and you divide it up, and you'll come up with a chart of what I need to do to achieve my financial goal. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. And you'll look and you'll think, so I need to do 5 or 6 houses at this value. I need to do this many extensions. I need to do that many bedroom ceilings. I need to do that many patches. And you'll have a full concoction of what you need to hit your target. And then you go out and you try and get all that work. Don't get me wrong, if you, instead of doing 6, you might get 7 houses in, cushy, more time off. Because remember, you're only going for your financial target. That's what it is. You get to hit that and your life's paid for. It's done. It's nice. If you get more, you get more. It means you can put it in the bank for a rainy day, which is good. So a lot of the time, people don't ever visualize it being like this. They don't ever visualize it like being like that. Do you know what I mean? You just think, I get loads of people working for me, I make loads of dough. It's all got to make sense. It's all got to make sense. I had all them guys working for me, and I probably had 5 hitters. That's it. And probably 5 hitters, 5 who just covering all right, and 10 who would have shit who cost me money. So the reality is, you've got, what's the point? You might as well get rid of the shit and just have, the hitters, and have the odd person, the odd couple who can tick over, whatever. So you don't, it's all this kind of jazz. A lot of people just don't think about it. Learn from my pain. Don't learn from yours. Learn from my pain. People that hitters, you don't need them. And there's this saying as well. People say, yeah, well, if people are that good, they're usually working for themselves. It's a common thing. Everyone says that saying all the time. It's not true, because you will find there is good people out there who don't want to work for themselves, don't want to work for people. You'll find them. All you've got to do when you do find them is look after them. The first few people I had working with me, if I'd have kept them guys on and just stopped at where I was and kept going with them, I'd have been good. Do you know what I mean? But like I say, now it's not my goal. My financial goal doesn't require a team. The stuff I like doing, the content I like doing, the brands I like working with, I don't need to have that type of setup. I've got mates on Instagram. I say my mates, I've never even met them, but other guys who own rendering companies, and they're smashing it, and they've got good teams, and that's how they work and they run the business. And I think good on them, because they've done something, over years and years of learning and stuff like that, probably failing as well, and they're persistent and they're loving it, and that's it. That's how they want to go. They want to do that, and they're enjoying it. So I think to myself, good on them. As long as they're happy and they're enjoying it, good on them. But that's what it's about. I'm a worker. And there's always this stigma that comes from people who are coaches, mentors. There's this stigma about getting off the tools. I just want people to do a job for me. There's always this talk, and it's like, God, it's a bit mad to me. Like, what is the point? Like, how do I explain that, says?
Well, it's not what you enjoy being off the tools. That's the point, isn't it?
That is it though. We don't enjoy being off the tools, so why do we do something that makes us go off the tools? And don't get me wrong, I understand our body's only got a certain life in it, and I don't encourage anyone to work till the end of time, breaking the back and stuff like that. But I will say to you, there's ways and means to do stuff and to get ahead financially, especially how we are going to have to get ahead financially in our life now, because the way the system is, it's a bit paggered. So we are going to have to do something, whether it is buy a couple of houses or something to put them away for a rainy day, or whatever it is, if you're doing something like that, or you do a couple of investments or whatever, I don't know. But there's ways and means to do stuff. Again, talk to your financial advisor, not Joel. But yeah, I just think it's one of them. I don't, get off the tools, get your time back and all that kind of stuff. Do you need to get off the tools and have all your time back? Do you? My aim is to work 36 hours a week. Oh, God, bit of cramping hamstring there. Oh. My aim is to work 36 hours a week. That is built up of 4 9-hour days out of the house, like away from my family, for 9 hours a day for 4 days a week. That's my aim. And a lot of the time as well, it's out early doors as well. So 7 o'clock in the morning, 5 of them hours I spend, in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'll do another 3 or 4, take me to 36 hours, Monday to Thursday. Friday I'll be working from home or remotely, doing editing, my videos, doing whatever social media stuff I need to do, admin stuff, going and meeting people, doing quotes. It'll just be ad hoc, be a nice day, nice Friday. All weekend I'm off with my family. So for me, they're the important times to me. Like, I need to have early evenings off because I want to eat dinner with my family. I want to chill out with them. I want my baby not to be in bed by the time I get home. I don't do no viewings on an evening. So even to my time, it's like I only do a viewing on a Friday, and that is it. And like I told you guys, I don't look at every job. I'm not interested. If someone sends me a thing through that I might be, I look at it, I think, yeah, it's something who might be interested in. I'll tell them how much it's going to be on a message. I'll say, estimate 15 grand for that. And then from there, if they're still interested, then we'll talk. If they're, oh, well, you know, I've got this and I've got that. I've got another people that get a quote off. Well, go get your quotes off them and we'll catch up in a bit. You know what I mean? Because I don't waste my time with anything. Like, I just don't do it anymore. I don't go look at something if it's not there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not a pen pal. I'm not someone who's just going to give you loads of advice for free and then, you know, not hear from you again and you've got Joe Blogs down the street to do it. You know what I mean? It's not how it is for me. It's like, you know, if we're active, and that's how it works. So for me, if I go look at a job on a Friday, it's going to be a job that's been vetted. It's going to be a job that's certified. It's going to be a job that's more or less nailed on and something I want to do, not that someone wants doing, that I want to do. I look at some house and I think, nah, I don't want to do that house. Do you know what I mean? No, don't want to do that. And that's honestly it. And that's not down to I've got loads of inquiries. That's just down to something I'm going to enjoy. Ain't something I'm going to earn the right amount of money from, and just not for me. And that's where you all want to be at. You want to be at that. You don't want to have to go do something crazy. But like I say, I enjoy rendering. I enjoy it, me. Like, I enjoy it. Like, I enjoy, you know, when I've been at work and I've done a good job of something, and I come home and Mrs. knows, she can see I'm smiling, I'm happy. I'm like, yeah, man. She's like, well, I boxed it off, smashed off front of this house. Yeah, it was sprayed this, boom, did that. You know, don't get me wrong, we all have our shit days where you think, fucking hell, machine we're messing about. And, oh, man, it started raining when I got it on and this and that. We all have them days, but generally, I go to work and I enjoy. This is what it is. I make sure that my jobs are all ones I'm going to enjoy. I'm getting paid the money that I want to get paid for it. You know, it's taking me. My days aren't going to be stupid days. You know what I mean? I'm enjoying them, and I get to listen to podcasts and and books and audio books and learn stuff while I'm at work. And I don't know. I just feel like it's just a bit of me. And then when I do my social, I've got my mates, I've got my family, I've got my missus, and you know, I've got her family, and you know, we do stuff. It's one of them. It's a nice balance, and after I can tell like this, guys, to you, because after years of having me be a slave to my business, years, days I didn't even want to get up. Well, I knew I had to go into a meeting to talk to someone about some bullshit, and I'd just be like thinking, God, and on the outside, everyone looks and goes, oh, yeah, but you're doing a block of flats, or you're doing a housing estate, Joe. Well, how can you not be happy? Like, that's levels. Mate, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I hated it. Some of the jobs, even when I had loads of dough off them, it's shit. I just feel like, so what? Fucking, honestly, it's not worth the headache, man. Half of it's not worth the headache. So that's literally how it wobbles. To everyone on the outside, I think, oh yeah, look at him killing it, so he must be happy. Fucking not happy, mate. All I wanted to do was get in there and plaster with lads, me, have a laugh and do a job. That's all I wanted to do. So yeah, the seizure got me. The seizure's got you guys. It will have you. It'll have you at some point in your life if it hasn't got you already. But please just bear in mind why you're doing it. Don't work yourself into an early grave. Don't, you know, a lot of my depression and I'm not a depressed guy. I'm not really that way, but I do suffer with my mental, you know, well-being, as in like, I'm not fucking mental. I sound like a loony bin. I'm an emotional guy, me. So I can, if something's not good, it can fuck with my head a bit. Like I think, nightmare. Do you know what I mean? I probably overthink stuff a lot of the time. That's what probably it is. But why I put myself through a lot of stress and a lot of strain for years on something that I didn't even enjoy and something that I never even intended to be. And yeah, I've heard everything, man. Victim of your own success. I've heard that. I've heard, you know, you must be killing it, so you must be loving it. And oh yeah, you're doing this job, that, and that. It's like, mate, all I ever wanted to do was play with rendering machines, spraying houses, drink cups of tea, and you know, have a laugh and do social media. That's all I ever wanted to do. So now that's what I do. I make sure that that's what I do every day. That's what I do every day. It's mental. And I went through years of stress, headache, heartache. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people are made for that. You want to go through that. You want to do all that. I'm just letting you know my side of the story and my, versions of what I want out of my life and how I'm going to get it. That is what it is. And I've got a clear target. I've got clear things that I need to do that I am doing right now that are working for me. And I'm enjoying it. And that to me is a revelation in itself. I actually enjoy having Rendervate. I enjoy having Rendervate Hub. I enjoy my, my TikToks and my YouTube. I enjoy it. I enjoy doing these lives. I haven't missed one since I started because I enjoy coming on here and talking to people. We don't have hundreds of people on here. It's usually the same faces, but I enjoy coming on and seeing you and talking to you and having you message me and comment and stuff and we chat about stuff. I enjoy it. That's the life I want to live. If I would have had my other business before, I would have been like, fuck that life. I'm stressed out. I ain't going on there. Fuck them. Do you know what I mean? That's how I would have probably been. My mind would have been all over the shop. It'd have been hit and miss and all that. So for me, it's like I'm at a place where this is where I want to be. And I encourage you all to I encourage you all, right, to think about it. Just think about it. Just think about it. Just think, what do you want out of this business? What do I want out of it? What do I want out of my life? And work it out from there. So there, I've done a straight 50 minutes, right, talking about that. Need to get it off my chest. Forget what everyone else thinks and says. It's about your life, your family's life, and that's what it is. I'm going to get to some of these comments. Stuart. What's this one? James Thomas. I don't have a plan. I just bang through the work and see how I've earned and every year. For the last 5 years, my turnover has grown each year and I'm happy with what I earn, but I don't put enough thought into it. I'm realizing. So, dude, don't beat yourself up. Listen, if it's working for you right now and you're enjoying it, do your thing, mate. James, don't worry about it. If you're doing all right and you're making good money and you profit and all that, and you've just been doing it that way, don't change someone that's broken. Maybe if you want to spend a bit more time to yourself doing some of your hobbies, you could alter that and amend it. And I'd probably look at, if you are doing some stuff that you probably don't enjoy or something that's not as profitable as you think it would be, get it chopped out, give you some more of your time back. A lot of the time's wasted doing stuff that don't even make us money, to be honest with you. One of the biggest ones I used to do was viewings. I could do a viewing, right? If I really wanted to, I could go do fucking 2 or 3 viewings a night, mate. Not a problem. Not a problem. That's easy. Do I want to do that? Why would I do that? Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's crazy. A lot of people will do that, and they're playing the numbers game, whereas I ain't really into numbers games of talking about, I've looked at 10 jobs, I might win 2. Nah. I want to look at 2 jobs, mate, and I want to win it. I want to win them both. Simple as that, or else I'm not coming. If I'm not winning it, I'm not coming. Simple as that. That's how it goes, mate. Evening. Yes, Eric. Hope you're good, my brother. Mike Neeson. Most of us plaster because we love it. So the end game for me definitely doesn't involve going off the tools. That's what I mean. It's one of them, man. Mark's been doing this for a long time, man. Northern Ireland's been killing it. And he's just saying it to you there. He loves it. The end game definitely involving going off the tools. I don't know. Mark's the type of guy who he could just teach people. Oh, he's one of the best guys I've seen. So, he can do all sorts with it. Stuart, never a true word spoken. Joel, trades lads don't want to be sat behind a desk. They want to work with their hands. I'm down to 4 days on tools, Friday business and sales. Stuart, exactly the same then. They're exactly the same. So there we've kind of synced up. We haven't talked about that and we talk. But that's what it is. That's my aim. I want to do 4 days. And then, Friday I want to do, admin, ad hoc stuff. and you know, sales and business. That's it, and marketing. That's it. And then at weekend, you know, I want to spend some time with my family, and you know, even that, it don't mean that I'm just going to be sat by the side of my family all weekend. I still want to go do stuff for myself, because that's just, don't start looking at me like that. Hey, got to look after number one as well. This Saturday I'm off for a massage. Is what it is. Great way to be. Paul D, I miss it tonight. Good lad. J13, Joel can totally relate. Like to touch base, get some insight on something if that's available. Also, watch your thoughts on Ripmore. I know you sell machines. I'll get an Optimix. Do you also? Do train other machines. Thanks for the share, bro. So, something I'll touch on with you right now. What I find is this, guys, and it's grating on me a bit. When it comes to these machines, right? Any machine, I don't care what it is. Any brand. Any brand of machine. I'll get on to the next question after, but any brand of machine, guys, anyone can show you, the technicians, sales, whatever, don't matter who they are, when they've been around machines long enough, they can show you how to set a machine up. They can show you how to set it up. Anyone can do that if they've been told. Anyone can show you how to put the water on, set the machine up, and get it spraying. Anyone can show you that. The difference is, right, and this is the difference with me and working with Predator. I don't think I'm being utilized enough from you guys. You can have training sessions with us there. It doesn't just have to be on our machine. You can do training on any machine you want, because the point is this: it's not the machines, right? That's the problem when it comes to this machine rendering. A lot of people go, user error, machine error, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. All of them work. All the machines work. The only difference is, guys, you don't know how to work with the product that comes out of the machine. And that ain't me saying you don't know how to render. That's just me telling you the truth. The way products come out of machines, yeah, the way it's treated, the way it works, a lot of people don't understand, how it goes. So when you hand apply, you just know you're grafting, mate. You know that. You know you're grafting. When you hand apply, you know it. I'm just going to lay on, rule, lay on, rule. I'm going to graft my ass off. That's what you're going to do. With a machine, it's different. So I put a Gable end on the other day. Everyone were commenting, going, wow, what an amazing, wow, that's amazing. That, like, I've done that myself. That's good going. It must have been this, must be that. It was a big Gable end, and it was only dubbed out. It was about 4 or 5 mil. That's all I did. Because I did a scratch coat, and then I built it out, and then I finished it. That's what it is. I didn't do a scratch coat that day. Scratch coat was done before, but I built it out myself with my machine, my Optimix by myself. And guys, to me, it was an hard day because I forgot my power float, and I had to mix up because the mixing unit, I haven't got it right now. So I had to mix up with a mixer and pour it all in. So anyhow, it were hard work like that. But the actual aspect of rendering it wasn't hard. Now, this is something that no one else can teach you. Someone who puts a machine together for you and shows you how it gets put together and put your pipes on to clean it out and put it back in van can't tell you how to render a Gable end by yourself using an Optimix with an hand float and an hand diamond float. They can't tell you that. They can't teach you how to do that. They can't explain to you that. So when you look at it, you look at people like me, you look at people like Mr. Smooth, you look at all the other lads who are using machines like Jay, you look at them knocking out and you're thinking, right, if I buy a machine, I'll do that. You won't do that. Because the reality is you don't know, you don't have the knowledge of how that material works. When it's been applied like that, you don't know how much you can do, what you can't do. You just don't get it. And that's the big issue that I've always had with these machines. When when people are going on, smashing them and saying this, and people who are selling them as well, I just feel like it's quick to get shut of them and sell them, but then they fuck you off, you know what I mean? It's something that happens a lot. So I feel like the education's got to be better, and that's what it is. It's got to be fucking better. That Gable end, guys, was not done by someone showing me how to set a machine up, and or me buying a machine and going, yeah, here we go. It was not done from that. That was done from me knowing how the material worked. That's me knowing how it reacted. That's me knowing how many elevations I can spray before I need to drop back and rule it up. That's me knowing that I can let it go to a certain point so far before I know, right, before I put that actual top on, I need to go back down to the bottom and sponge it up. That's me knowing that. Do you know what I mean? That's not something that someone else could show you. That's me. That Mr. Smooth could show you that. Jay could show you that. Mark Neeson could show you that. You know, these are the people that can do it. So, you know, when it comes to machines and rendering and all that kind of jazz, like I say to you, you know, Matt Schofield who works for EcoRend, he could show you how to do that. But I don't care who the supplier is, who's giving you the gear or selling you a machine or whatever like that. They can't give you that type of information. They can just show you how to set a machine up and how to dismantle it. That is it. And the reality is, a lot of people, when they realize it, go do your training. Again, I'm not asked me like about I'm not asked right about talking about other people's businesses. It doesn't affect me. It does not affect me. So I will promote and I will say to you, go do Mr. Smooth's training course. Go do it. Go do it. I'm not bothered if someone doesn't say it back about me. I don't care. But the reality is, if you're in neck of woods and you want to learn from someone who's great at what he does and learn how to do something, go fucking learn off him. Pay him his money and go do it. It'll only benefit you. That's what it is. So I can honestly say that, like I say, I'm not coming here and I'm not just going to promote myself and promote, you know, people who I work with and stuff. I'll be honest with you guys, go do your thing. Because a lot of the time, it's not the machines, it's how you work with the material. You know, I spend a lot of time talking to people from EcoRend, talk to people from Baume, you know, the Paul Harrises of the world. I've talked to them, mate, and asked the questions because I want to be educated. You know, I ain't going to get that from someone who sells me a machine. When I bought my first machine, do you think they could tell me how to render? Do you think that they just told me that, oh, yeah, you just need to have it wet? That's it. Yeah, what do you mean wet? What's wet? You know, what background am I going on to? What fitness am I doing? What's the weather like? All this type of stuff changes day to day. And this is something that they can't do for you, they can't give to you. And this is why I believe you should do your training. And like I say, I'm not trying to promote myself or boost myself there. I don't really have much time to be doing training right now, I'll be honest with you, but I've got other stuff on my plate. But the reality is, these people out there who are doing training, there's companies out there who are stepping it up now. EcoRend are opening a training centre. Baumet have got a training centre. So yeah, you know, there's stuff out there. But yeah, I do training, guys. I do, but I won't lie. My plate is so full right now. I'm stacked. Not just work, you know. I've got a baby on way. I've got you know, social media stuff that I'm obliged to do and stuff like that. So I've got a lot of stuff that, you know, I'm tied into. I've got loads of stuff behind the scenes that I'm doing with different companies and different brands where we're planning stuff and putting it together for a longer plan, you know, not just something to post out now. It's just, this is a long-term thing, you know, building brands and building, you know, my relationship with them and making it better for us. So, you know, these are stuff that I need to talk about and I need to do with these people who are big in the game. They're big in the game, guys. And the reality is I have to talk to them because I aren't just going to do something and post something because, you know, someone's going to, I don't know, give me something or pay me or whatever. It don't work like that for me. It's got to be right. And that's where, you know, that's what you get with Rendervate. That's what you get with Joel. I'm not going to just do something for the sake of, you know, whatever. So that's my big issue with this game. But yeah, I do training on how to render, mate. So if you've got a Putzmeister, or you've got an M200, or you've got a Sprinter, I don't care. I can show you how to render with it. Because when you spray it out of the machine, it's different than you put it on by hand. Different backgrounds and all that kind of jazz, different thicknesses. You know, you won't believe it, but a man's asked me here about, hi man, what kind of problems I can meet if I'm using rendering machine for traditional sand and cement. I don't quite understand how that's been put together, Olga Tivangas. But what I will tell you is sand and cement can go through my Optimix 10. It seems like every week I'm talking about an Optimix 10. I'm adjusting this machine setup, guys, to cater to my business, to cater to how I want to work, how I want to, you know, manage my jobs and the systems I do. I'm doing a full setup for this. And that's down to my mixer. That's down to the Optimix, that's down to what size nozzle I even use, that's down to what power flow I use, you know, even the tape I use, everything's got to be, I'm doing it all. So it's all part of my system and it makes my life perfect every time. That's what I'm aiming to do. But the Optimix, yeah, the job that I've posted on social media today, top coated it. I did it all by myself with an Optimix. That's it. So I base coated a full massive house. It's a big old house. I base coated it all by myself, meshed it all by myself, kept it clean and tidy all by myself. It's spotless. Top coating it all by myself, all with my one machine. All with one machine. Now, do I need to have a thin coat machine and a big machine and a generator and a big massive van and all this kind of stuff just to do this job? Nah, don't need to, because I've done it all with the Optimix. So if that don't speak volumes for that machine and give it enough, well, enough, I know it's got enough because the way it's selling like a bitch and everyone who buys it loves it. The reality is, what speaks more than that? I just knocked out a massive semi-detached house with one machine and a mixing panel mixer. Imagine if I had my mixing unit with it. It'd have been even more beautiful. The power flow I use, you know, I want the cordless one. I don't know if you've seen Iban stock. I've just brought a new one out. It's 1,200 quid, mate, for the Iban stock. Did you not hear that?
What?
Oh, I'm buzzing. Anyway, yeah, so that's how much they are. And it's like, yeah.
Did you that?
No, about the power flow that I told you I want.
Well, how much? What? No.
You didn't hear me, so we'll leave it at that. How high can the Optimix pump? So the gable end that I sprayed, it was about 11 meters high, and it pissed it. So it can pump 11 meters, which is pretty tall job for me, mate. So yeah, 11 meters, probably a bit more. Nah, was it? Nah, it's got to be 11 meters. Yeah, it's about 11 meters, mate. If that, 10. I mean, when you do site mix, their sand could separate from the cement while it's going through the house. Other problems, sand could stuck in the pump and clog it. Site mix, so well, that's just a shit mix then, isn't it? Really, obviously something's not right if it's separating. It shouldn't be separating. And like you say, sand could stick in the pump and block it, stick in the hose and block it. Yeah, well, it must. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I get you now, bro. I understand you now, Olga. But yeah, listen, it's one of them where it's like, it's one of them guys where it's like, you know what? The mixer that I'm getting, the Soroto mixer, is the premium mixer in the world. Like that's the forced action mixer that I've got. So basically, they are doing a brand deal with Rendervate, not with me, with Rendervate. So basically, Rendervate are going to be using Soroto mixer. You know, and it's not just for rendering; it's for the flooring and stuff like that. So when I talk about businesses and that, yeah, and like, you know, creating your own market and creating your thingy, that's another thing that I want to put into my resume, is doing floor leveling and stuff like that, because it's easy money. It's an easy job. You can do it by yourself, and if you've got the right kit, it's so easy. So the stuff like that I'm going to be doing with my, you know, my Soroto, and also doing my renders, spraying with it as well. So they're a premium mixer. Soroto, they're the best fast action mixers in the world. That's what they are. They're the best ones. They're the leading ones in Europe. Everyone uses them. In Australia, you know, if you go to Australia, all you ever see Sorotos. They use them for all the big tiling jobs out there, all the rendering jobs out there, all across Europe. They mix mortar for fun with them, and that's what it is. So, you know, I haven't really talked much about this, but because it's only just happened at the beginning of this week. But we've been talking for a few weeks, and basically they've come in and they wanted to do a brand deal with us, and all it is that they're just going to supply me with the mixer, and basically I just got to show them me using it and what benefits it brings to me, which I know it will. So that's the deal, and it's one of them things where you know, I could show you guys, and that's what it is. I just want to make you guys' life easier. So yeah, that's the deal we've got going with them, and you know, I'm sure I'll have some codes where I can get you guys some discount and stuff like that on Toronto stuff, because they are leaders, like I say, in the world, not just like here, mate. I'm on about in the world, like all over the world, from all the way from Australia all the way to Canada, mate. These people, this machine is the sickest, the original one. So yeah, buzzing for that. Comes back down to, you know, the sand and cement mix there again, pal. For me, site mix and all that, I don't really entertain all that, me, because I like everything to be perfect. But yeah, it's one of them. Colin Tully is your man for SP11 sand and cement. He knows his stuff. You know what I mean? But Felons sounds the bollocks, that machine. Maybe a purchase in the future. Yeah, let's have a look. That's it, and it's Brazy top coat. So today I just set it all up. It took me ages to tape up, though, by the way. It took me absolutely yonks to tape up, man, around all little stones and details and that. But I got it done. And yeah, man, pissed it on in an hour. It took me an hour to spray it in front of his house. It took me 3 hours to tape it up. So customer was shocked. She was like, bloody hell, you've got it on already. She nipped at shop and she's coming back, it was done. She was like, what? I said, yeah, I told you taping up would take longer than the actual render. So taping up, that takes longer. So anyway, well, that was because it was front. The rest of the house is plain and simple. But yeah, I got one here. Mark Neeson, when are you going live with Stu on TT mentoring group? Looking forward to it. So I think that's on the 14th of this month, to be fair. I think it's on the 14th. And we'll be talking about marketing and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going on there, man. And giving everyone advice on marketing, because especially social media and stuff like that, and videos and stuff. I can't wait to get on there and share some tips, some advice, and yeah, setting it up. So yeah, I look forward to that, man. I'm glad Stuart's doing a really good thing there with what he's doing, man. It's awesome. So yeah, I can't wait to get on there and do that with him. I'm seeing a lot of people not mesh and second coat in the same day. What are your thoughts, Jason Carter? I'm seeing a lot of people not meshing second coating. Yeah, what do you mean not meshing and second coating the same today? So they're not putting meshing at all throughout the full system. Yeah, it's not really a done thing, is it? Not putting, you need to put mesh in, don't you? That's the whole point of modern render. It helps reinforce it, helps it create that, you know, impact resistance and all that kind of stuff. That's what mesh is for. Hairline cracking, and if you're not putting mesh in already, it's just a bit cowboyish. Second coating same day is not a problem. If it dries, doesn't it? You know, if it dries, mate, no problem. You can do 2 passes in a day. That don't mean anything. Usually a lot of brands actually do like you to do wet on wet. So, but yeah. Yes, Wayne, how you doing, mate? Are you all right? Ah, right. Okay, I get you now. They are mesh, but not second coating the same. Yeah, you don't have to. So listen, right? This is what it is. A lot of people seem to think that you need to do base coat, mesh, then base coat same day, because somehow it won't warrant the system, or it won't stick, or it won't take. I bet you've seen a lot of people who do base coat right out, rule it up, put mesh on the top and leave it, come back next day and skim over it. Now, it's a bit of a mixed bag, because some people say, no, it's not the best way to do it. Some people don't give a shit. And, you know, there's so many different views and different people's opinions on it. But I've been told, I've been shown, and I've done all of the ways that you can do it. I've done all the ways, and I change depending on what project I'm doing and what job I'm doing. So if I'm doing a massive job, or let's just say it's a big wall, I know it's not going to pull in that day, because I need to dub it out in places and stuff like that. What I'll generally do on that is dub it out, spray it, dub it all out, and then I'll rule it up to get it somewhat like, and then I'll put my mesh on and I'll go, well, that's it. Sometimes I don't even put a key on it, because people go, oh, you don't put a key on it. Sometimes you don't even need to. Just leave the mesh at the top, no problem. And then the next day I come back and I'll spray it again, and I'll get them a nice level, then rule it up nice how I want it, and then just put my spat over it and powerful, it's done. So these different ways, and I think different jobs require different things. You should always put mesh in at some point. I think biggest thing people worry about with skimming over mesh is that it's going to fall off for some reason. Different materials, different products might be a little bit more suspect. So I think sand and cement, if you put sand and cement as a skim coat, it's not really the best. It'll just probably turn to dust. But when you're using high polymer base coats, mate, high polymer, you know, fibers in them and all that kind of shit, the stickiest stuff ever, mate, you'll get it on floor and it'll come off. Do you think that's going to come off of a mesh or a base coat that's already been on with mesh through it? It's not going to come off, mate. So yeah, you can skim over, you know, next day and stuff like that. It's not a problem. And high polymer, mate, that's exactly what it is. But I've seen a lot of people, you know, a bit unsure about it. But you can do it. HP12, not a problem. Skimmed plenty of jobs. Baumate, skimmed plenty of jobs. X32, skimmed plenty of jobs. Never had a problem. Not one of them's come away or come off. So yeah, you can do that. So don't worry. But yeah, you don't need a second pass it same day. If I were doing sand and cement render or an OCR render, I wouldn't want to be skimming with OCR really. I'd want to embed it and finish it, which you probably can do the same day because it might pull in a bit, doesn't it? Pulls in quicker than high polymer stuff, I think, anyway. But yeah. Yes, Wayne, it's been a long day. Yeah, man, take it easy, man. Long day. Chill your beans now if you're nice, just relax. But yeah, I think there's all different types of ways to do it. One I really enjoy, oh God, I'm knackered now. One I really enjoy is putting a scratch coat on. So 10 mil, I'll spray 5 or 6, and I'll rule it, and I'll just leave. Someone asked me the other day, they went, "Oh, is that your key coat?" And it was just from my serrated edge getting combed through it. And I was like, "Yeah, that's my coat. That's it. It's done. I'm not gonna use a trowel and then put a comb through it. That's it, man. Like, I've ruled it. I've put it on. I've troweled it a bit, and then I've ruled it up to 4 or 5 mil, and then I'll leave it. What's the point of putting any more lines in it? It's done, in it. It's serrated edge, just done it. So I'll leave it. Next day, come in, no water on it or anything like that. Just straight on, spray it again out to the depth that I need it to be. Rule it, mesh it. Pull the base coat through the mesh and then power float. Boom, done. Diamond float to finish. That's the way I do my jobs. That's the way I enjoy it most of the time right now. Especially when it's a little bit warmer, I feel like it gives it a bit more time. When I've already got a scratch coat on. Next day, I just feel like it's kind of gives me a little bit more time to work with it. So yeah, that's the way I like to do it. Instead of when you're skimming, if you're skimming in heat, mate, it's graft. So I don't like skim coating in heat. You know what I mean? I'd rather do a thicker layer, and it hangs about a bit more. And always have a little sprayer on you or a nose pipe on you as well if you want to keep your render alive. Just remember with high polymer stuff, it likes a bit of water, so it makes it a bit more playable, a bit more workable. Not be scared to use a bit more water. So. But yeah, man, we've been on for 1 hour and 17 minutes. I had to get some stuff off my chest, man, about that seizure. And I hope you took it on board. Some guys who might be thinking that, or people who have got a business and you reevaluate it a bit more and thinking about, how you can make it better for yourself and make your life better. Because it's all about your quality of life, guys. That's all it's about, really. Believe me, there's not many millionaire renderers out there or plasterers. I'll tell you that right now. There's not many plastering or rendering millionaires out there. I'll tell you now, there isn't. Just don't happen. And dreaming that we're going to be the first ones is it's optimistic, and it's good to always have optimism. I believe in that. But there's not many out there in the plastering and rendering or building game that do that. So, a lot of people make money doing this. You can make a great living, make a lot of money doing it. But, the most expensive thing and, precious thing you can have is your time. So if you can earn enough money to spend a bit more time with your family and leave a few quid for a few investments, happy days. But do not think by getting 30 guys that you're going to make it to the top, make loads of money, and you're just going to live happily ever after with loads of cars and a big house and this and that. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to be stressed out to the max, doing something that you don't like to do. And yeah, there's a lot of other easier companies out there and ideas to do that would be quicker and easier than being a plasterer or a renderer to get to that level. So that's just my advice from you. I also, people who go for it, love it. Like I say, I want you to do well no matter what, and if I can help anyone, I will. And that's what I do, you know, offer my services to people. That's it, no problem. I can help with a lot of things. But yeah, keep it. I like Mark Neeson saying keep it lit. I love that. On all posts, right, when someone's done something good, Mark Neeson's comment, great work, mate, keep them lit. I'm like, yes, that's in my head all the time. Mark Neeson, man, I love that saying. Don't you think that's cool, says? You know. She don't understand it. Keep what lit? He's just saying it like, yeah, keep them lit, man. Like, yes. Keep smashing it. She's like, what? Keep what lit? You know, get that candle lit up, man. Oh yeah, man. God, we've been on for some time. Oh, see, my eyes are haggard, mate. When I take them off, everything goes blurry. You know, I want to put these on and go look at my job. Feel like that, what? But yeah, I hope you all had a good chat and listening to me rabbit on about having seizures. I hope none of you do have a seizure, by the way. It's just a saying from the E-Myth. And yeah, listen, if you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel or you aren't part of Rendervate Hub on Facebook, go do it. Go to the page, request to join, and go to YouTube and subscribe. We've been flying up on there. And I've got a video coming out this week about actually about my base coating setup, what I do as far as the system. I'll go for it, but then I'm going to be getting my mixer at some point in the next few days. I just need to find some time to go collect it. So yeah, we'll be doing that. Mark Neeson just sent me a picture saying keep it lit. Keep it lit. I love that saying, man. It's awesome. Like I say, Mark just seems like one of them guys who's just like always got a good positive thing to say, and that's who you need to be around. You need to have them people in your group, and you know what them people about. So good on him. He's a good guy, man. But yeah, listen, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you, man. This chair, I'm gonna push WD-40 on it for next time, babe. I'm gonna go get a shower. Oh, covered in render. Okay, I'm not that bad. I've been wearing my gloves, to be fair, so I'm not that bad. But I am going to go and do get a shower, get ready for bed, because tomorrow we're back to it. So looking to have a nice end to the week. But yeah, thanks for watching, man. I want many questions. I'm just talking at you really this week. And I did have a lot of questions as well from people who messaged me and that, but I'll just get through them next time. But yeah, like I say, you want to know anything about any of the Predator range, contact me. I can put you in touch with the team over there and they can talk about anything to do with it. Finances, you know, what the stock's like. Unlike a lot of other machine companies out there, and I don't mean to dig people out. I'm not into digging people out. I'm trying positive. It is positive. We hold stock. So Predator holds stock of machines. We don't launch a machine and then say you can pre-order it or you can back order it. We don't do that. We've got the machines in stock. We get them in bulk. I'm not saying that because I know a lot of people, you know, waiting 6-7 weeks for a machine. And you can give me that bullshit about, oh, it's because it's so good, you have to wait 6-7 weeks. No, it's not. It's because you don't have the machine in stock and you do not get them in. You just get them as people buy them. Whereas we get them, then sell them. Anyhow, yeah, we've got them in stock, guys. Fresh delivery coming next week. Yeah. And if you want to know anything about any of the brands that I use, materials I use, just get at me. Use Eco, Ren and Balmate, you know that. And yeah, I look forward to showing you all my Soroto mixer next week too and showing you how that works. But anyway, on that one, I'm going to go and cream my baby bump and get my head down. Peace and love. Thanks for watching. Enough respect to you all. Take care. And I'll catch you on the next one. Keep her lit. Mark, I had to use it, bro. I had to use it. Enough respect. Bye-bye.